What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review, and I'm here to rank the Wizarding World movies. So that includes the 8 Harry Potter movies and the 2 Fantastic Beasts movies. There's been a total of 10 movies in the Wizarding World. So I'm going to rank them 10 to 1. So least favorite to favorite. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Number 10, the worst one in the franchise, in my opinion, is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the second one. This is the only one that I actually look at out of all of them and say, hey, this is a bad movie. It was just, to me, Chamber of Secrets was boring, and it was just more of the same from the first movie, only not done as interestingly. So for me, Chamber of Secrets, even though it did have the destruction of the first Horcrux, we didn't know it was a Horcrux yet, but even though it had the destruction of the first Horcrux, it's still the worst one in my opinion. So that's number 10. Number 9. Number 9 for me is Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them. This one is one that for me has a lot of interesting visuals, a lot of interesting ideas, but it didn't really do anything that was important to the overall storyline. With the exception of Grindelwald's reveal at the end, nothing happened in this that felt essential to the overall mythos. It was just kind of a fun adventure that was disposable. So for me, even though I liked it a little bit better than Chamber of Secrets, I wouldn't call this one a bad movie. It didn't have anything essential in it. So for me, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is number 9. Number 8 is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the first one. So Christopher Columbus, he did a great job in this movie of setting up the world. The world building was done very well. The design, the castle, Hogwarts, the Hogwarts Express. I mean, the world that he set up was done very well, and it was a world that it was something that had to be done well because the other movies had to build off of what Christopher Columbus did here. That being said, the CGI has aged very poorly. The actors, the 3 main actors, Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson, clearly they were not the best actors in the world at the time, and some of it was pretty hard to sell. I mean, some of it was a pretty hard sell. It was great that they had some of the greatest actors like Richard Harris and Alan Rickman. They had some great actors around them to help elevate them, but they were still bad enough that it showed. So Sorcerer's Stone did a lot of very important world building, but at the same time, from a technical standpoint, it just wasn't up to par. So it's my number 8. My number 7 is Fantastic Beast and the Crimes of Grindelwald. So I like this movie. I know a lot of Potterheads don't really care for it that much, but I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought that Johnny Depp as Grindelwald as a bad guy was inspired, and I thought that Jude Law as Dumbledore was great. Yeah, I like this movie. I don't know why it gets the hate, but I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not what I would call myself a Potterhead. I've watched all the movies, I've read the books, but I don't have the same passion for it that a lot of people do. So I don't know. I liked it better than Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets for sure. So Crimes of Grindelwald is number 7. Number 6 is Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, which is the 7th movie. So this movie had a lot of really interesting stuff going on in it. It was a movie with our 3 main characters on the run, so they were definitely jumping from location to location, which kept that interesting, but at the same time it didn't really go anywhere because it was only half a movie. And it felt like half a movie, Now I will say that from an acting standpoint, this is some of the strongest acting that the 3 main characters do in the entire series. Especially when you think about that scene with Harry and Hermione's dance in the tent, the fight between Harry and Ron. I mean, this was some really strong acting. And more than any of the other movies, they were stripped away from the supporting actors and actresses, the really strong cast of supporting actors and actresses like Michael Gambon and Alan Rickman and all those guys. This is them kind of stripped away from that and on their own. And they did a good job holding their own. So yeah, it loses some points for being half a movie, but it was still an enjoyable experience, especially being able to watch these actors grow. So Deathly Hallows Part 1 is number 6. Number 5 is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, the fourth movie. Now, in some ways, I think this is the most fun out of all of them because this is the Triwizard Tournament. This is them really, the Wizarding World has been established and they get to play in it now. The director gets to play in it, and I really think in a lot of ways this is the most fun with the dragon scene, the Triwizard challenges, the maze at the end, Voldemort finally coming back at the end. I really think that this was a really pleasurable movie to watch. I just don't think it was quite as good as the ones that I rank ahead of it and as the top 4. But Goblet of Fire was a lot of fun, and it might be the most fun and kind of whimsical of all the Harry Potter movies, for me anyways. So number 4 is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the third movie, yes. And a lot of people rank this as one of their top 2, if not the top 1. And I can understand why. There's a lot of good stuff in here. Having Gary Oldman as Sirius Black, what a great casting choice. And the whole mystery behind Sirius Black was one that was very compelling. Not only that, but this was very kind of a standalone-ish type Harry Potter movie. Voldemort is not the big bad in this one. He's been the big bad in all the other ones, but in the third one, he wasn't really the big bad. It was more along the lines of figuring out Sirius Black. So yeah, I really liked it. I liked the introduction of werewolves into the mythology and the Dementors and Azkaban. And I thought that Prisoner of Azkaban was a very strong movie, and definitely in a lot of ways separate from the other ones. And as far as Hagrid is concerned, Hagrid is a fan favorite. As far as the movies were concerned, I think this is the last one that Hagrid has a huge, what I would call a leading role. He appears in all the other ones as a supporting character, but in part 1 and 2, Hagrid had a very kind of leadish role. Not a lead role, but, a lead supporting actor. And in this one, he also had that lead supporting actor role. After this one, I think his part started to diminish a little bit in every movie. So yeah. Prisoner of Azkaban was a very strong effort and a very good movie. So that's number 4. My number 3 on the list. We'll go Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which I believe is the 6th movie, it's actually my favorite book. I really like the Half-Blood Prince as a book. In this one, it's not my favorite movie. In the movie timeline, it's not my favorite movie, but in the books, it's my favorite book. I felt like in the Half-Blood Prince, a lot got cut out, especially a lot in Snape's storyline. I felt got cut out in the movie. But it was still a very good movie that culminated with the death of Dumbledore, and yeah, it's a really strong movie and kind of one of those big moments in the Potter storyline. So Half-Blood Prince was very well done. It's my 3rd favorite. Number 2 is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, the 5th movie. I know most people don't have this one rated that high, but I do. I love Order of the Phoenix. I love the idea of these students coming together, being trained by a student, taking on the name of one of their teachers as a way of honoring him, and preparing to battle this evil that they are ill-equipped to deal with. And I love that at the end, they actually do have to deal with this evil that they are ill-equipped to deal with. I really love Order of the Phoenix, and I think it's now I know that a lot got cut out of this one as well, especially considering some of Neville's storyline in the book, some of the prophecy and whatnot. But I feel like some of that stuff that was cut out wasn't necessary in the first place, and it was and in the movie you get what is essentially a very streamlined, linear story adaptation of the book that worked really well. So it was not my favorite book at all. It's one of my middle of the pack books. But as far as the movie, I really love Order of the Phoenix. I think it's really well done, and it's my number two. But the number one, Process of Elimination, I'm sure you know what it is. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, the eighth movie. It's just very rarely do you get an end to a franchise that is just satisfying in every way possible. And this franchise did it. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 was entirely satisfying. It gave you everything you wanted, gave you the matchups you wanted, gave you the moments you wanted, gave you the answers that you wanted, gave you the ending that you wanted. It was entirely satisfying. And that's rare. And for a series to have this kind of strong ending, it was beautiful, really. I really liked it. So when I think about the scene where Harry looks into Snape's memories, that is just one of those scenes that is just like cinematic gold. Just so moving, so powerful, such a great acting job by Alan Rickman, and yeah, just such a strong movie. The action sequences were great. When they went for the emotional moments, they hit those beats. Yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about this movie. This was a fantastic movie and a fantastic end to a franchise. Not all the movies in this franchise were great. Sorcerer's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, not so good. But Deathly Hallows Part 2 is a phenomenal movie. So, yeah, loved it. So here's my ranking again, just to recap. Number 10, Chamber of Secrets. Number 9, Fantastic Beast. Number 8, Sorcerer's Stone. Number 7, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Number 6, Deathly Hallows Part 1. Number 5, The Goblet of Fire. Number 4, The Prisoner of Azkaban. Number 3, The Half-Blood Prince. Number 2, The Order of the Phoenix. And number 1, Deathly Hallows Part 2. What's your favorite Harry Potter movie? I'd love to hear what you think. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much, guys, for being here at the LQ Review, where we have the opportunity to talk about all of the geeky and all of the nerdy stuff that we love to talk about. And until next time, we'll see you guys later.